everyone, Jackie here. Today I'm going to give you just a short little brief lesson on the best way to cut some of our best and juiciest fruits to make a nice big bowl of fruit salad to keep in your refrigerator and munch on for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. So we have a nice big cantaloupe here. We're going to cut the ends off. Turn it up on its side and just go around the whole thing with a serrated knife. Go around, just cut into the skin. Try not to get too much of the orange part of the flesh. You want to get all the green. You will get a little bit of the orange, but that's okay. What you want to get is all the skin and all the green parts. I have my trusty garbage bowl right here, and we're just going to turn it over and finish off all the skin and the green parts that we can get, just like that. Real easy. When I was in culinary school, we had a class called charcuterie, and charcuterie was all raw vegetables and fruits, and we would make big platters out of all the fresh fruits and vegetables. And some of them were pretty ornate. I learned how to make a swan out of a cantaloupe, a couple of other birds, bird of paradise out of a watermelon. But for your everyday use in your kitchen, feeding your family, you don't need a swan. What you need is a nice, sharp, serrated knife and cut it up. Clean hands are the best tools in the kitchen for a chef. Take your clean hand, dig into the center, get all the seeds, pull them out, and throw them away. They're not good eats. But the rest of this melon certainly is. As a matter of fact, as soon as you cut it open, you should be able to smell the sweetness of the melon. And the winter melons, musk melons, honeydews, cantaloupes, are really delicious. They're really the tastiest melons out there. My husband and I prefer cantaloupe over all of them, but occasionally I'll pick up a musk or a honeydew. It's a nice treat. They're a little bit more expensive than a cantaloupe too, so I tend to stick with the more pocketbook friendly versions of fruits and vegetables for us, because we are on a budget, just like everybody else out there. Okay, we got all our seeds out. Just make sure they're not sticking to the outside of your melon. Okay. Now we're just going to turn the halves over so they're steady and easier to deal with. Take a serrated knife, go down. Make your cuts as big as you want to make your pieces of fruit. We like them bite-size, so I tend to make them fairly small. And just turn it over, turn it around, and keep going. Watch your fingers. And then I just pick it all up, put it right into the bowl, and voila, fruit salad is on its way. Next thing I'm going to be cutting up are mangoes and a papaya. I don't know if many of you out there have had mango or papaya, but I have to tell you, it is really a good treat, especially in a fruit salad. Okay, get this finished up. And away we go. See how easy that was? Simple, easy, and now you have fruit in your refrigerator anytime you want to snack. And quite honestly, this is a lot better to snack on than cookies and chips. Okay, now we're going to find our mangoes and our papaya. Here's our mangoes. I don't know if our trusty cameraman knows where our papaya is, but he'll get that in a minute. Now mangoes, you'll notice, have a very odd shape. They're sort of oval, You want to make sure they're nice and soft, but not so soft that they, when you press in, they don't bounce back. You want to have a little give. Mangoes have a pit right in the center, and it's an oval-shaped pit. So I know you're going to be tempted to cut it this way because you think you'll get the most flesh and the most meat inside the fruit, but you won't be able to cut through it because that's where the pit is. Okay, so as you can see, if you slice down the long side, the flatter side of your mango, you're avoiding the pit because the pit is right in the middle. It's funny how nature does that. Sometimes you can get a little more flesh out of the sides, but you'll feel it with your knife as you're going along the edge. It starts to get harder and harder as you get to the middle. And that's where your pit is, right there. Okay, take your knife. Don't cut all the way through. Just cut down to the skin. Take the flatten out the edge of your knife and cut the flesh right out. If it's nice and ripe like this one is, it's just going to glide right through it. And that's exactly what it does. Okay, take that. Put that in our fresh fruit bowl. I also add fresh strawberries to this and blueberries. Blueberries are a terrific antioxidant. I know I try to eat blueberries every day. Take your knife, slice, nice and easy, flatten it out, see that? And just glide it through, just like that, perfect. A lot of people don't know how to slice up mangoes because sometimes it can be a bit daunting if you don't really know how to do it, but now you do. Now you have no excuse. I know a lot of people don't know how to eat a mango or how to slice it up, and it can be a little daunting, but once you master this, and trust me when I tell you this, it is easy to master. Really easy. You'll wonder why you haven't been eating mango all your life, like everybody in the tropics do. Mango, papaya, it's delicious. It's sweet. And you know, I have a really big sweet tooth, as you probably all know already. I have a very big sweet tooth. So for me to say I would eat this over a cookie, you know it's got to be good. Papaya is next. And last we have our papaya. I cut the bottom off, very similar, the top and the bottom, very similar to the cantaloupe, so you can stand it up and it doesn't wobble around while you try to cut it. Now you could do this with a peeler, but it's really not worth it. You want to just take your serrated knife and slice it down nice and thin. See that color? That's beautiful. That's a nice ripe papaya. Beautiful. I'm so used to doing everything with a knife. If you're more comfortable using a vegetable peeler, you can just go right ahead and do it. But as I said, I'm just so much more comfortable using a knife. That's how we were taught in culinary school, to peel all of these vegetables and fruits. How to do it in a hurry. I remember one giant fruit platter I had to make for 500 people. Oh my goodness, we used everything. Pineapple, papaya, kiwi, cantaloupe, berries. I think I must have gone through at least 100 cantaloupes, at least 100 papaya. I don't know how many kiwi. I don't know how many oranges. Oh my God. Pints and pints and quarts of berries. But I have to say it was a pretty good looking fruit platter by the time I got done with it. My executive chef was fairly impressed. And of course I made roses, and I made swans, and I made all sorts of birds out of various different fruits. The tops of the pineapples are always a great thing to put on the tops of your platters to just add some height and a little green color. Okay, let's get the remainder of this off. Now, it's a little harder to do on the papaya because it's a little slippery now. So you want to make sure you don't get your fingers in the way. Okay. Just turn it over, slice it up. Now, papaya is a tropical fruit, and it's grown in very, very hot, humid areas. It needs a lot of hot, humid temperatures, so you can't really grow it here in New York. But I'm going to open it up and show you the seeds. They're black. Isn't that cool? First time I opened one of these up, I thought, oh no, it went bad. It's no good. I have to throw it away. It's really not. And as a matter of fact, you can save these seeds, dry them out, and eat them, which I think is what we're going to do. So, Mr. Cameraman, give me 2 minutes to just wash my hands and come back with a bowl to put these seeds in. Be right back. Okay. As I stated a couple of minutes ago, the very first time I cut open a papaya, I thought it went bad. I thought I had to throw it away. But these seeds are actually really good, and they're really good for you. So instead of putting these into the garbage bowl along with all the other peels and the seeds from the mango and cantaloupe, we're going to save these seeds. I'm going to put these seeds in a bowl. They're very much like capers. They're a dried berry. Once we dry them out, they're a dried berry. And they have so much flavor, and they're really good for you. So let's take all of these seeds out, and I'll show you what we'll do with those later. We'll peel them all, we'll scrape them all out into a bowl. And we're going to try and scrape out some of that white pith as well, because the pith is not very good eats. It's like the pith on an orange. Not tasty, very bitter. It's a little slippery, so hang on to it. If need be, if you need to put a paper towel in your hand, go right ahead. But I'm pretty used to doing this, so let's get all those juicy berries. Oh, I can't wait to dry these out. The cameraman's in for another treat. I'll tell you, he eats pretty good around here, this cameraman of mine. Now, we'll take our berries, put them off to the side, dry those out. Take your papaya, just like you did your cantaloupe. It's all edible flesh. And when I tell you this is really good eats, you're going to love it. Do it the same way. Slice it as big a chunks as you like, however you want to eat it. We like it in bite-sized pieces, so in it goes into our delicious fruit salad. I have to tell you, it smells really good. It smells mighty fine. Okay, well that's all for today, guys. I'll see you next time. Tomorrow we're going to make that pork belly that I had marinated earlier today, but it has to sit in the fridge overnight. So, see ya.